And now let's welcome to the cage, fighting in the red corner, Terry Brickhouse.
So here we go. It's Terry the Brickhouse against Konnor Kuppe, 165-pound pro fight. A lot to look forward to in this one, Christian.
Yeah, we talked about the experience we're seeing from some of these pros. Terry House comes to us tonight fighting in his 27th professional fight. After having fought a who's who of UFC veterans, from Mike Santiago to the big win he had over Melvin Gillard. We last saw him at EFN 21, showing he has plenty left in the tank as he completely shut out Derek Clardy. Tonight taking on a very, very, very tough young up-and-comer in Konnor Kuppe. I mean, kudos to Terry for making it clear that he still wants to remain active and face some interesting, bouts that he considers interesting. He doesn't want something easy. He wants the talented fighters. He wants guys that are going to bring it out of him, and as they say, get him out of bed. And he very much gets that tonight in Konnor Kuppe.
Talking strategy with Terry the Brickhouse earlier tonight before the show. He said, look, Konnor is long, he's lanky, he's tough, and he's battle-tested. But you know what? I like that about him, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. He's someone who he had to train for, and he said, it's a little scary, but you know what? I don't take fights unless I am a little bit scared. I want to use that fear as motivation. And he said, look, a lot of guys in my gym can emulate, they have that kind of height, so they can emulate his style. Terry spent a lot of time looking at the film, but he found a couple holes in Konnor Kuppe's game that he wants to expose, and he spent his time making sure that he's aware of what he's good at, but the majority of his time focused on his own game. I asked him about what this platform means for him, Elite Fight Night, and he said, look, man, after my last EFN performance, real opportunities started opening up for me. Before, it felt like I was doing this as a love of the sport thing, but now since moving over to G2 and getting a huge win through EFN in my last appearance here, real offers have started coming in, and that creates extra motivation to get in the gym and stay sharp.
Look, I've known Terry for a long time, both, at an amicable level, but also through the fight scene. He's been there, he's done that, and he's most certainly got new wind in his sails since joining G2.
And I was walking in this corner, out of the corner, Konnor Kuppe.
So Konnor Kuppe here out of Macomb Martial Arts. Back at EFN 19, he lost the welterweight title to Tyler Sugar-Free Scott. He said he's had some lingering nerve damage, actually, so he's been moving more to wrestling, and the wrestling has improved because he spent more time there. Being a BJJ and karate guy, wrestling side of it was a weakness for him, and he was losing a lot of decisions due to that lack of the mat game, but he's been working on that now as we take a look at the tail of the tape. Brought to you by Modelo. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. You got Terry the Brickhouse coming from Gary, Indiana. He's given up 4 inches to Konnor Kuppe out of Shelby, Michigan. Again, you mentioned the record, right? Terry the Brickhouse, 9-17. Not a gaudy record, but a lot of experience. Meanwhile, Konnor Kuppe, a lot of experience himself, too. I feel like once you get into the double-digit fights, it's all an even playing field. 15 total fights, Konnor Kuppe at 8-7. Very evenly matched bout here. And just coming back to some of those things Konnor was talking about, he's been working on that ground game with the wrestling. He's a striker at heart, though, and he goes, I always start the fight planning to strike. You pointed out when we were talking to him, Christian, he's like a submission master, winning everything by a different hold.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you come across somebody that's you primarily got most of his wins via submission. It's not uncommon to see rear naked choke, or guillotine, because people have their bread and butters. Not the case at all with Konnor. He has wins via rear naked choke, via armbar, guillotine, heel hook, triangle. I mean, he has a very extensive toolbox. He's a 10th planet Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, sport karate world champion. He's a very high-level coach, having coached over 10 world champions. There's not a lot of boxes that somebody like Konnor Kuppe isn't going to check. Terry DeBrickhouse most certainly has hands full tonight.
Let's head up to the cage for the introductions.
Let's get the action started. Our next bout is at a catch weight of 165 pounds, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the El Popo Tortillas red corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, official weight 166.5 pounds. Representing Gilbert Grappling G2. From Gary, Indiana, please welcome Terry the Brick House. And now let's welcome his opponent, fighting out of the Goji Resistance Apparel blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall, official weight 164 pounds. Representing Macomb Martial Arts from Shelby, Michigan, let's welcome Konnor Kuppe. Ruffian charge, Skylar Slade.
All right, this one's going to be a lot of fireworks. It's Terry DeBrickhouse.